No, you may not ask what's in the cup. Well, gun review, my first. So, we are doing the PCC45. Just a heads up, I'm sick as shit. It's not COVID. It's the same shit I get every year, but bad timing. So the gun. Gonna get right into it. So PCC45, for those of you that don't know, is G&G. I believe it came out earlier this year, 2021, according to the catalog that I have. I mean my extensive research. This is how it'll come. You get the gun. Obviously, just comes with a nice little thread protector. Nothing special. One mag. I don't believe they normally come with batteries. And it's got a folding stock, which is nice. And I sincerely doubt YouTube is gonna see this, but in case they do, it's fucking airsoft. I can't like. It's airsoft. I'm not gonna kill anybody with this. This is not a weapon. It is a toy. A piece of sports equipment, if you will. So yeah, YouTube, fuck off. So just gonna go right into the specs of it. Things that I like. Ambidextrous charging handle. So when you grab it, you can do it from either side. It's nice. So if you're good doing this side and you have to adjust your hop out, pull it back like that. If you're shooting around another corner and you have to do it, you can do it from the same side. If you're left-handed, I'm left-handed, but not for guns. But anyway, this will work for you. Another ambidextrous feature is the fire selector. There's one on that side, one on that side. So is the bolt catch. There. There. So yeah, it's a very all-purpose gun. If you're left-handed, great. If you're right-handed, great. Works for you either way. Another thing that I like is, in fact, the fact that the bolt locks back, so it will expose your hop up. So you just rack the bolt back, leave it. You don't have to sit here and hold a dust cover open. You just mess with your hop up. When you're done, hit the bolt release and it covers up. That is nice. Another thing that I like about the hop up itself, I don't know if you can see this very well, but right in here, the wheel, it's very easy to read. It just says up with an arrow. It's really easy to see. And the wheel is positioned vertically, so you just rotate it up, rotate it down. It makes sense. You don't have to try to remember which way is which. I have other guns where to adjust the hop up, I've got to like set it up on a desk and get a fucking flashlight so I can see what the hell it says, so I can remember which way, because it rotates like this. And I don't like that. And it's also more annoying when you have to hold back the dust cover, which is the same for that particular gun. Okay. So yeah, the hop-up's really nice, locks back. You'll notice the trigger is nice and straight. I believe this was designed as an almost speed soft gun. They did design one, the SSG speed soft gun, that's what it stands for. And the whole purpose of the gun is that it is designed for speed soft. So it comes with a trigger like this, it's nice and straight. You can also get a trigger that's fucking like 3 feet long. You're sitting here going like this because some people are crackheads. And it's got all the bells and whistles you'd want for speed soft. This is not a designated speed soft gun, so if you want, you can mil sim it. You can be a casual. It's good all around, but it does make it as a great. It is great for speed soft, as I found out over the weekend. It also comes with. You can get kits for it so that it'll change the color of your selector. Not sure about the trigger, but the trigger box here, your little bolt catch. This whole piece in here changes out, and there's a couple other pieces too. And it basically just, you can put your own little flare on it. I don't believe you can get the trigger extension going. I believe that's just the SSG one. 14mm counterclockwise, as one would imagine, so it's attaches to literally anything in the airsoft world. If you find something that's not 14mm counterclockwise, please let me know, because I'm not sure if they exist. Yeah, I mentioned the folding stock. It's nice and simple. There's other folding stocks I've had where you have to push against a spring, so you have to grab the stock, your thumb, and wrench it up. One of my friends was weak and thought that you needed an Allen key to do that, which you don't. This is just really nice. It's nice and simple. You push the button, you fold the stock. It's that simple. And then it's got a little hook built in there to just hold it in place, so you can one-hand it if you're crazy like me. Yeah. Mags are nice and simple too, so you don't have to deal with any, like some people, I like the AK because that's just me, but some people don't like having to hook a mag in, and depending on the AK you get, some of them are really picky. This one's nice and simple, you just put it in. Unlike an M4 where you have to find a button, this one you just grab. Like, it's part of the action of taking the mag out is taking the release, so it's really nice for when you're getting shot at and you need to reload quickly, which I found out over the weekend. So yeah, it's really nice to be able to just rip the mag out and shove another one in. Don't have to worry about fancy techniques or whatever. Comes with a universal sling mount here, just for any sort of clip, and then it also has a built-in QD mount. For those of you who don't know, those are the ones where it's a little plug-in. You just plug it into a hole. Most M4s have them back here. This one has one there, and this one has, similar to an MP5, the little loop on the back. Nice, and it's It's nice and sturdy too. It's solid steel all the way through. Speaking of which, going to the materials of the gun, so the front, the handguard here, this is all metal. This is, I don't want to say plastic, because when I say plastic, people think, oh, it's shit, it's from Walmart. No, it's polymer, whatever you want to call it. It's not metal, but it's high quality material regardless. So this gun won't break on you. If you do break it, probably shouldn't be an airsoft. It's got M-lock along the rails. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 along the one side. I believe you can remove this. It's just comes with it. So if you want to take this off and put your own stuff on there, you have the same amount of M-lock slots on this side. It looks like it's here. I don't think this is actually functional, because yeah, that's just an aesthetic. But there are 2 here. I've got them covered up with a M-lock cover. But there's 2 slots there, 4 on each side. And the nice thing about this gun is actually, if you don't like having this guard, if you're a key mod person, which by the way, fuck you, and you want to switch it out, it just comes off like that. And then that's also where your battery is stored. It's a really slick system, actually. It's a little annoying to get back on sometimes. Still by far the easiest and fastest battery system that I've had to deal with. Really not a fan of the ones that are stored in the stock, and some of the AK ones that I have are... We won't get into that. The trigger, internally it has a brand new ETU in it, so electronic trigger unit, so your response is nice and fast, as I will demonstrate. Like it's fast. Also, programmable trigger, so you put it to semi, you hold the semi for 10 seconds, and this one actually you get a little beep. So previous models, you just had to guess 10 seconds, and if you got it right, then it would change to burst, and you got it wrong, then you'd just be stuck with full auto. I had a gun like that, and again, we won't get into that. This one is nice. You just hold the trigger till you hear the beep. Once you hear the beep, switch to what is listed as full auto, and you have burst. If you had burst on, then you're going back to full auto, if that makes sense. So that's nice. It has Gen 4 MOSFET. I'm not a techie of any kind as far as electronics go, but I will do my best to explain it. If I butcher it and you don't like it, well, that's too bad. Explain it in the comments for me. As far as I am aware, MOSFET is a system that diverts the current. So some pretty generic, like basic series, they don't have ETUs in them. And from what I understand, pulling the trigger just completes a circuit. So you have the trigger, the battery, and the motor in the circuit, and the trigger completes that. It's just flicking a switch. What MOSFET does, I believe, is remove the trigger itself from that current. So when you pull the trigger, somehow, the power goes straight from the battery to the motor. So that kind of protects your system a little bit, and it also makes you shoot a little faster. Probably a lot more to it than that, so please research it. Don't take my word for it. But that's like the ultimate dummied down version of it. Things that I don't like. It's not a huge list. So you'll notice that the top rail is blank. That's because it comes with iron sights that are whatever. Somewhere in this room on a shittier gun where they belong, because the iron sights are not great. Most people don't use iron sights anyway. If you do like iron sights, don't use these ones. They're okay for some things, but that's not great. Other things I don't like. There's not a whole lot, actually. It doesn't sound great. Like, I've got I think it's a PRK. No, it's one of the bigger of the PRKs. And when you put a suppressor on it, it just sounds like an HPA gun, right? Like, it sounds very nice. It doesn't shoot very great, but it sounds nice. This one shoots great, but doesn't sound nice, as you heard recently. Suppressor doesn't help all that much, but it does quiet it down a bit, so that's a bonus. This grip, I have noticed, because of there's other models that use this too, with this piece that you can take out. It's not very comfortable to hold. Like, if you have gloves on, it's okay. Most people wear gloves anyway, so it's not a huge deal, but just something to notice is it will start to wear your fingers a bit. The Selector is very low profile, especially on this side. They've cut it away, so it's like, if you're a right-handed person, then it's okay. If you're a left-handed person, then it's technically okay, but they still are basically just saying, fuck you. So if I were to design this, I would have made both sides a little bigger. Same with the catch. The catch is kind of hard to hit, especially when you're wearing gloves, because it barely sticks out at all. So I would have you could probably just, if you can weld, just weld a little paddle to it. Look hideous, but it'll work better. The hop-up. So one thing I did notice is the hop-up on this is a beast. So it's not that I don't like it, because it's a good hop-up. It's just when you're using twos in here, which when you're me and you're financially crippled and you can't afford to buy the larger stuff in bulk, it really sends them into orbit. Like, you got an effective firing range of, I don't know, 60, 70 feet, I guess, and then it just kind of whoosh off into the distance. And I'll put a clip here somewhere of some scope cam footage of just some testing. Other than that, there's not a whole lot. I have mine configured typically with a nice little wherever I put it. Yeah, there it is. I got this G&G suppressor. Nothing special. It's not like it's a brand name or anything. It's just another G&G accessory, but it's really light. So when you're picking up a suppressor in the store, right, you hold the suppressor and it doesn't feel like much, right? You're like, oh, this is what, 2 pounds? This is going to add much, right? But then you put it on the end of your gun and it multiplies the weight a lot more. So this one's really nice. It's got plastic caps, high quality plastic, but still plastic. So that's some weight shaved off. It's a small suppressor overall. It has foam in it. Don't tell the police. But otherwise, yeah, I really like it, because it adds some length. It looks really nice on this gun, in my opinion. It reduces the noise a bit, and yeah, it doesn't add much to the weight. If you're going to be playing a lot of indoor stuff, like I was in the videos you'll see coming later, I wouldn't use the suppressor. I use the suppressor because I have an addiction. We won't get into that. But yeah, it would have been a lot easier without the suppressor. I also have this center point red dot that I picked up Canadian Tire. I would go better quality than this, but if you're dirt cheap, this thing's like, I think it's under $60 for a red dot, which is pretty good. You can get reflex sights from them for like 20, and they're fine. They're just they're nothing. You're not going to get people complimenting you on them if that's important to you. So yeah, that's the gun. I did buy 2 extra mags for this one. One of them doesn't work. I don't know why. I have, compared the mags to everything. They're identical in every way that I can see. It just doesn't want to go in. It doesn't even go in the gun. So it's a bit disappointing. I will be switching that out later. One thing I will note is a thing that I do like is the magazines actually pretty chunky, which that's not an up or a down. It's just thing. If you like them, great. If you don't, great. However, the mid caps hold 110 rounds, which for a stick mag SMG kind of gun is actually pretty good. For example, my 9mm AK mid caps hold like 40. And I believe the mid caps hold like 250, which is not the mid caps. Fuck, the high caps hold about 250. So yeah, 2 mags can get me through. Not so much outdoor matches, but indoor matches definitely. It's, you know, you reload once, maybe twice. I obviously don't reload twice because that's just pulling my pistol. But if I had a third mag, then you'd be reloading twice, which is not that bad. So yeah, that is the PCC45. I'll put some gameplay in here and a little bit of scope cam footage. See what you guys think. If you guys want to see more videos like this in the future, please let me know. My comment section is dry as shit and it's annoying as all hell. So feedback is wanted. Please.